Hello everyone. This is going to be my first YouTube video, and today I'm going to be talking about um, changing how we are present in the lives of our children. It's something that is near and dear to my heart. I'll explain something. I was at the park yesterday, and the majority of the children at the park are there unsupervised. Um, they're cursing, they were tagging the park, they were bullying a child with special needs that was also there without a parent. Um, why I'm bringing this situation up is in order to change the path in which our children are taking, in order to correct the mistakes of the past, we need to stop allowing our kids to just roam free. First of all, our world has changed greatly, um, and a lot of children are going missing. Now, I'm not going to put any blame on the parents, but um, people do monitor a child's routine, and if they're always alone, they might be easier to single out. So, for protection purposes, I think that children should have supervision. And I'm talking about these were children between the ages of 6 and I would say 12. They were writing FU all over the park, defacing a park that was just placed there. Um, they were bullying the kid with special needs so bad. Like, I mean, they were, mocking him when he's trying to play on his own. They wouldn't allow him to play freely without saying, you're not welcome here, you're not this. And that's from them having a lack of parental supervision. Teaching kids respect starts at home. It's not all to be placed on our school system. And I think too often we just blame the schools for the way that our children are. And when they come home, we allow them to their own devices so that we don't have to deal with them or have them in our face, which is a wrong way to look at things because they find other kids, and obviously they do want to fit in, they want to be loved and accepted. And a child that may be, a very good kid at heart is doing things all of a sudden that can get them in trouble with the law, to fit in with others who are doing naughty things, and that's all because they don't have parental guidance. There's no excuse for children to be bullying children with special needs. We need to be instilling in our children that just because they are born healthy does not mean that tomorrow something freak can't happen and that all change in a moment. We need to remember that we could be walking and like a car accidentally hit us and we could be in a wheelchair for the rest of our lives. We may lose the ability to talk. So or walk. Um, we need to teach our children to be more compassionate and to have more compassion for all people. The amount of comments and bullying that I experienced yesterday, it was heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking and disgusting how those children were teaching them. How they were teaching him, treating him, sorry. And he didn't understand when I spoke up for him. He tried to defend the other kids by saying they weren't bullying him. Even though he was being severely bullied, he was still sticking up for them. All he wanted was to be included. We need to be watching our kids because we complain that our prison systems and everything like that are full. We complain at the level of crimes right now, but it's because of the way these children are being raised that these children then fill our prisons. Because they don't have parental guidance, and what starts off as a small thing, like, writing on something, or, you know, doing small things turns into bigger things when there's not somebody there to guide them. And if you give a child too much freedom, they're going to run with it. And by the time they reach teenage years, you absolutely have no control. And this is how, as society, it has gotten worse over time, over the generations. Kids have too much freedom. They don't have enough parental guidance. And I'm not saying don't trust your kids to go to the park. But if you can't be with them the whole time, you should at least be checking in and seeing what they're doing. Like every 20 minutes or so when they're that age, so that you could see how they're behaving, how they're interacting with their friends, to make sure they're being kind to other people. We can't just leave them to their own devices, because I was at the park, I would say for 2 hours at least. Not a single one of those kids' parents came and checked up on them. There were probably like 15 to 25 kids there. And there was, I would say, myself included, there were 5 other parents for those kids. The rest were there all on their own. It's gotten to the point I don't even like to take my kids to the public park anymore, because the amount of language that they're using. If you try and talk to them, you get called a Karen, and that's talking to them nicely. I've been called names for just trying to talk nicely and direct children who don't obviously have any guidance. I've just tried to kindly say to them, like, you should treat others the way you want to be treated, and, instilling those old morals in them that, they should come from at home. They should be taught that at home. Anyways, that's going to be my first video about the kids. And, I know they're not bad kids. I know they're not bad kids. I know they just need guidance. They need direction. They need parents who want to be there with them and really see how their children behave outside of the house. The problem is supervision, and we can't just blame our generations. We have to look at ourselves and how we are not failing, but how we can correct or adjust our parenting to be better for our children, so that we create in the future a better generation of children that is more respectful and more inclusive of those who are different than them. Have a good day.